Hi everyone, Tom here, and I'm joined by Don. We'll be Don, how you doing? Yeah, I'm gonna turn off my YouTube in the back end. Sorry about that. But yes, sadly, no Triss and Joey. They had to be let go. But we're here today for Nintendo Museum. Uh, yeah, you get to see Joey in person as I have in the past, so it's great. Hey, I'm hearing I'm muted. So, Don.
Sounds muted. What?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I was playing around with the audio before, and Don should not be muted now. He's going to be seeing Joey at Gamescom pretty soon. You
Yeah,
can give Joey a big hug.
yeah.
Uh,
It's. I mean, it's sad that Joey is not here, but I mean, he's also enjoying some time with his wife right now in Cologne, and I will meet him with him tomorrow.
yes, and yeah, give him a big hug for me too. Now, this is Nintendo Museum Direct. I was there in Kyoto last month. I didn't go see the museum itself because I was pretty busy with Bit Summit. Don, you might be going to Kyoto later this year
Yes,
to see it.
I'm going on November 23rd, so I'll likely see this and the Donkey Kong attraction. That seems very likely at this point.
Yeah,
Because both of them are slated for fall, which is before I leave. So yeah.
yeah. No, it's. I was hoping it would be open and I could see it this summer, but that was not the case.
Well, both. So the museum was originally meant for March, and Donkey Kong Attraction was meant for June, July, but both of them got delayed until the fall.
Well, that happens. They can do it right. Uh, I mean, it beats having a launch and having problems. You don't want like
For sure.
Disneyland with the paving asphalt the night before and high heels sinking into the ground.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh,
I'm very excited for this, honestly, because I know for a fact now that it's going to open in the fall, so I'm going to experience this in real life.
yeah,
While getting tickets. Hopefully, everybody. Let's not hold ourselves here. I first need to arrange tickets to even enter.
yeah. I mean, the museum itself, it's a bit out of the way of Kyoto. Like, I think that will be one advantage for it. Like, not Tokyo, out of the way in Kyoto. I think that'll help make it less
Yeah.
popular.
Well, it's not even in Kyoto itself. It's in Ojo City, which is an outskirt just
Yeah,
outside of Kyoto. Which that station will not be able to handle the fact there's going to be a museum nearby because I've been there before. It's actually a very small station, and half of the trains don't stop there.
they might have to change the schedule. That's always hard for me. It's like express train in Japan or like one that stops every station. Keeping track of that. Um, I have skipped stations in the past.
Hmm.
Uh,
I feel we are the two like perfectly suited for these, even if the situation was different, because we both went to Japan.
yeah,
We know what the Kyoto area is like, um, and it's going to be interesting for sure that this is going to open. So this is going to open in their old warehouse, which is in Ojo City, which is an outskirt of Kyoto. It's not even in Kyoto.
yeah,
Um, Once again, I don't think they are ready for the influx of people that will head to that specific station.
yeah. It's like they should look at and see how busy the Gashapon machines were. That guy at the Nintendo store, it was like a couple weeks after he was in. The guy managing the line, he was fairly surly uh, when I was going there. It's like I'm just trying to line up here.
Yeah, I didn't know that Nintendo was in the first place. Well, they're going to open one. So,
Yeah,
for context, this was announced, I think, in
2021.
2021. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then they said well, we're going to open this in March, and then March came and went, and positions for people who will guide you around weren't filled. And the construction seemed to be going as longer as we expected. Um, but now it seems like, I mean, they said it in the quarter two financial call. Yes, it's going to open in the fall, and once again, the tweet and this direct basically say yes, it's coming out in the fall.
yeah,
So whatever you think about it, there's now no way back.
yeah. I mean, and it's a museum. They can update exhibits over time. I hope they're doing something interesting. Like, I hope it's not kind of like, I hope it's not like fluff and light on details. Like, I hope we get some interesting insight at Nintendo's past that maybe we haven't seen before.
I mean, it's going to be a very curated past, right? Because there are some parts of their past that they absolutely don't want to show.
What do you mean? There's no love hotel part?
No, for sure not. Absolutely not. They're going to show their current philosophy, like from their toy days until now.
Yeah.
That's going to be their main focus, 100%.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that is fair. I'm wondering how in depth they go on certain parts, though, because like I am very into technology museums. I've been to a bunch of them over the world. Um, what I'm curious about with Nintendo is even in that curated part of those amount of years, how much do they really want to show, or are they willing to show of that specific past? They have not shied away, for example, of going back to the well and doing stuff with Ultra Hand, like putting references to that in games. But there are also obscure stuff that they tried once and then never again, or stuff that's for legal reasons they don't produce anymore, like their own version of Lego.
Yeah. Well, they have the partnership with Lego now. Like seeing stuff like the cards in the past, but for me personally, I would love if they had more stuff like art or like prototypes of games as they went along. Like imagine you could go to like, well, I guess it could be one station, but if you walk along different stations and try them, that would be
If they
super
do
slow.
prototypes of, say, the Famicom or the its North American equivalent, that's already a big up because though that's the stuff that people are in the current age or our age really are interested in. But I think the stuff that came before and after, if you can show like really in-depth stuff that not many people outside of the walls of say NCL or NOE or NOA have shown before, then you have already an up on most people because you give them a platform or a reason to go there and actually see that stuff like curiously in depth.
Yeah. No, I'm all for it. Like I joked in the description, like, is it weird to be excited for a museum? But depending on what, like, if we see here and it's like just marketing PR, it's like, well, okay, I can
Hmm.
understand. But hopefully, Nintendo's doing a little bit more, and they've, they've. I guess the only thing that comes to mind is a 3DS Louvre app thing.
Yeah.
I didn't get to do that, but so this will be 10 minutes long. This direct, so
I mean, it's
good
mostly going to
length.
be introduction similar to Super Nintendo World
Yeah,
was. Yeah.
and no Switch 2 news. It's very nice
I
though.
wonder if they're going to do one for the Donkey Kong part of Super Nintendo World, also one of these.
Yeah, that depends. Probably, like I think they would, because they've
Hmm.
kind of done that in the past. But also Universal want to show something. I would
It's hard
say
to say, you know? Yeah.
if they can, yeah, they'll definitely. I would I would bet they'd lean towards a 10 to 15 minute Donkey Kong Land presentation.
Hmm.
Uh,
Like, I am very curious. What I'm more curious about more than anything else in this direct, because this is not a regular direct in any shape, way, or form. Please understand. No reference taken. Um, but this is going to be showing what this is going to be like, and I wonder once again how deep they are going in that well.
yeah, but then again, museum opportunity to change things up, different exhibits over time. I mean,
Mm.
you could have the Year of Luigi. I don't know. You could have a Zelda exhibits. I mean, there's all sorts of things they can do,
Mm.
and we're only
But
three
that's
minutes out
something,
now. We'll see.
yeah. But that's something we don't know. We don't know if they're going to do changing exhibits, for example. This could have just be a very standardized museum of the things they want to show.
Yeah,
That's also a real possibility.
yeah. Hello, Luigi, and sorry, that's the busy street Aiden beside me with ambulances and fire
Will the
trucks going
Nintendo
by.
wristbands be effective in this museum? I'm sure it will have a My Nintendo checkpoint.
You just
Why
know
wouldn't you have a My Nintendo checkpoint?
that would be smart. I mean, get them to go to
Yeah.
both. You can only imagine how picked the store will be at the end of the museum. that'll have like nothing in
Nintendo
it.
used to make household stuff like vacuums and furniture. Yes, they did. I hope the museum stuff like this. Yeah, it's their toy in an experimental phase that I really hope they will show. But that some of that stuff is also really hard to find or lost to time. But if they still have it in their back catalog, why not show it? Yeah,
Yeah, Game and Watches, they belong in a
I
museum at
love
this
Game and
point.
Watches. I love Game and Watches.
I used to have one at my dentist. There
Hmm.
used to be one there to play. I regret not buying one based off the current prices that I see at the used shops in Japan, but it's the way it goes.
Getting a good Game and Watch these days is actually really difficult.
Yeah, and just a minute to go. So we'll see the finals. Do you think Mr. Miyamoto will appear in this presentation?
I think Mr. Miyamoto will be the one presenting it. To be honest, who else is going to really represent like this specific part of Nintendo?
Yep.
I don't think this is like a Takahashi thing.
I think you're right there.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to start in a minute. We'll see what happens, yeah?
Yeah, and let us know, everyone, about the sound levels. It might be a little loud, a little quiet for the direct. We'll try to play it by ear, literally.
Yeah.
Did they sell kitchen stuff like toasters? That'd be
I don't think they
interesting.
sold toasters.
Yeah. But this is interesting. This happening right before Gamescom. I think Nintendo pushed it up slightly because of that. Like, it's unusual to have one day.
For me, it's not starting yet.
Not starting yet over here. Don, let me know when you start. And
I will,
I'll adjust. We'll try to sync.
皆さん
Here
こ
we
んに
go.
ちは、
There it
宮
is.
本
Yeah,
です。
yeah, it's Miyamoto.
Simultaneous.
今回は
Hey.
オープンに向けて準備中の任天堂ミュージアムからお届けします。
Looks
私は
pretty
今
nice.
ミュージアムの入り口のレセプションエリアにいます。建物の外観はこんな感じになっています。
You really have to show the stock photo.
もと
Yeah,
も
we've
と
seen
この
that.
場所にはトランプや花札を作ってきた任天堂の工場があって、ファミコンの頃は製品チェックをしたり、私もよく通っていた懐かしい場所です。たくさんのト
God,
ラッ
seeing
ク
the
が出入り
old
した
photos
広
of the
場は
OG building.
マリオの広場に生まれ変わりました。
Oh, that's nice.
そしてこの度、
It's a nice outside
長年
area.
任天堂製品に関わってきたこの場所をミュージアムとして再生しました。今日は任天堂ミュージアムがどのようなところなのかを
Alright, let's
駆け足でご紹介したいと思います。それでは中へどうぞ。
Oh, okay.
That's a huge open space to walk around.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the gallery area.
はい、ここは2階の展示フロアです。2階は任天堂が創業以来発売してきたさまざまな製
Yeah,
品を
this
展
is
示
going
し
to
て
be
い
a
ます。
gallery area.
ぐるーっと見渡すとビデオゲーム機を中心に過去から現在に至るまでのさまざまな製
I
品
love
が
the
見渡せま
gigantic
す。
Wii remote and nunchuck.
Yeah.
ここからは大きなコントローラーが
So
目に
is
入
that
り
for
ます。
sale?
Can I buy the gigantic
皆さんの
controllers?
興味があるものを自由にご覧ください。それぞれのハードに分けた展示と合わせて我々の独創性とチャレンジをご覧になれます。
So definitely
I do have
A
fruits and
system.
labor
ご
on
存知の
display.
方も多いと思いますが、任天堂はビデオゲームを作るずっと以前から家庭の遊びを作ってきました。
It's true.
創業は今から135年前の1889
Man,
年です。
that's
はじめは花札やカルタの製造が主な事業でした。
is that the
そ
one
れ以来
where
任
the
天堂
hotel
は
is
さ
now?
まざまな遊びを生む
It
玩
wasn't
具
even
を作るよう
before
に
that
な
one.
り、それらがゲーム&ウォッチやファミコンへとつながってきました。ここでは
Sure.
そのような昔の製品も振り返ってご覧いただけます。
Okay, great. Not just the
それでは
games.
どんな展示になっているか少しだけ見てみましょう。こちらはファミコンの展示コーナーです。ご覧ください。
Oh, they actually have stuff in boxes
日
and
本向けと
everything.
海外向けでハードのデザインが大きく違いますね。当時はこんな風に日本と海外でデザインを変えて売っていたんです。
Oh, yes.
名前も違ってい
I appreciate
て、
that.
Oh, they have all three regions next to one another.
任
Yeah,
天堂エンターテインメントシ
that's
ステム、
interesting. Maybe
略
people
し
in
て
Japan like
NES と
don't
呼ば
know
れ
what
てい
that
ま
is
した。
much.
そしてこちらは
Because
ソ
the
フト
the
です。
Galaxy one was the
日
PAL
本向
version
け、
because
北
they had the
米向け、
Galaxy
ヨーロッ
background.
パ向けで
Okay.
パッケージのデザインや大きさも違いますね。このように 比べてみることでいろんなことを発見していただける展示になっています。
Thing in boxes too.
I don't see price tags. They're not
ミュー
trying
ジ
to
アムには
undercut
任天堂が
these
発
game
売した
shops.
すべてのタイトルを展示していますから皆さんが遊ばれたタイトルをつけてください。上のモニターではそれぞれのゲーム画面も見られるようになっています。前に立つとそれぞれの音が聞こえるスピーカーになっていますよ。では別の展示コーナーもいくつか覗いてみましょう。このコーナーで
Actually
は
looks-
体を動かす
Oh,
モーショ
yeah,
ンを
the
使
power
った
pad.
遊びの進化を見ていただけます。
I don't.
The fitness bike.
I don't remember the fitness bike. That's neat.
そしてここでは
Yeah, it worked
ハテナ
with
ブロック
the
の
NES
デ
for
ザイ
some
ンが
reason.
どのように進化してきたかを見ていただくこともできます。
All those coin blocks has to be a video already.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
このコーナーではそれぞれのハードのたびにスーパーマリオやゼルダの伝説などの画面の進化を一気にご覧になれます。
So currently, it looks like they're showing the
さ
games
て
in their
こ
final
ちらの
state.
コーナーで
I
は
was hoping for
多くの
prototype
皆さん
state.
が知らない任天堂がビデオ
There
ゲ
we
ーム
go.
を作る前の時代
Well,
の
it
製
seems a
品
little
を
bit
展示してい
crammed
ます。
though with all the boxes stacked to one another.
これは
Yeah.
コピラスといってジ
There's
ア
more
ズ式
room
の
in
コ
the
ピー機です。
systems.
Oh, they're gonna show the
こちら
copilas.
にはママベリカベビーカーがありますね。任天堂はトランプや花札に始ま
This is
り
I'm
ボード
so
ゲー
down
ム
with
や
this.
ラジコンカー
Uh,
バッティングマシンなどいろいろな
it
ファ
does
ミリー向
seem
けの
like
玩具を
this
作ってい
section
ました。
seems a little bit crammed though. Like I wish they would have given it a bit more
そ
space
して
to
この
breathe.
光線銃が一つ
Especially
の転
because
機と
it's
なり
not as
ゲー
well
ムセン
known.
ターなどのゲーム機を作り始めたんですね。
I mean,
こ
it's
れは
how you
任天
utilize
堂
the
が
space,
初めて
right?
作っ
But
た
yeah.
家庭用のビデオゲーム機テレビゲーム6と15です。ちょうど私が入社した1977年に発売されました。一つ一つの製品を見るとユニークな製品作りを続けてきたことがわかります。このように
Hmm.
ミュージアムの2階では任天堂の過去の製品をたくさん展示しています。
Okay.
そして遊びがどのように
So this is the
進化
second
し
floor.
つながってきたかをお見せします。
There's only like two
今日お見せ
floors,
した
right?
のはごく一部ですから、ぜひ実際に見に来てください。
Small section of some
では
so it becomes free
1階
stuff.
に
Yeah,
移
that
動
makes
しま
sense.
しょう。1階は違ったエリアになってい
So
ます
what's on
よ。
the first floor?
In that area, I
はい
appreciate
1階に
there's
置い
like
てきま
lots
し
of
た。
room to walk around if it's
ご覧の
busy.
通り1階の中央は巨大なモニターになっています。こんな感じで皆さんも
Oh,
この
they're
モニ
taking
ター
some
の上に乗っ
inspiration from the
て
Kyoto
百
store.
人一首を遊んでいただくことができます。スマートフォンと組み合わせて遊びますよ。このように
You can play
ミュージア
Yakuishin
ム
on
の
a
1階のフ
gigantic
ロアはイ
screen.
ンタラクティブに体験ができるエリアになっているんです。
It's even more
過
obscure
去
game
に
than
任
Fuda
天
to
堂
some
が作ってき
people.
た製品を今の時代によみがえらせるとどんな遊びになるか、そんなテーマで8つの体験を作ってみました。
8
ミュージアムに入るとき
experiences.
に渡され
Wow.
るこの入館証にコインが入ってるんですが、 体験には
That's
その
neat.
コインを使いま
Okay.
す。
So that like will be the amount.
あと
今
of
日
museums
は8つある
activities.
体験の中から3つを紹介しましょ
That's
う。さあ、
actually
こち
really
らは小
cool
さな部
because
屋
they
がい
haven't
くつか
really
並んでい
done
ま
one
す
of these
ね。
ground
どんな体
experiences.
験ができるのでしょう。ここは1968年に発売されたウルトラマシンが体験できるんです。ウルトラマシンは
You can try the
ピンポン球のような
Ultra
ボー
Machine.
ルを自動で投げてくれる
After all
部屋の
those
中でプレイ
WarioWare
できる
references, I
バッティン
finally
グマ
get
シ
to
ン
play
で
it
した
in person.
私が入社したのは改訂版のウルトラマシンデラックスが発売される年でした。少しだけ仕上げに関われました。その頃は社内にプレイルームというのがあって、昼休みにはアーケードゲーム
At
や
the
ウ
time,
ル
there
ト
was a
ラマシ
playroom
ン
in the
を遊
office
ん
where
でい
we
まし
play
た。
arcade games and Ultra Machine. Oh,
こ
that's
ちらに
neat.
並んだ部屋は
That's
当時の
actually
家
really
庭
neat.
を再現しています。部屋に置かれているものが違うので、お好みの部屋を選んでください。
So yeah, stuff like this is pretty
で
cool.
は
It's
早
what I
速
wanted.
体験してみ
I
ましょう。
love that. I
床
actually
に
love
ウルトラマ
this.
シンが置かれているのが分かりますか？では早速打ってみましょう。
There's no way they're using the actual original Ultra machines, though, right?
あ、欲しい。
Because the way it interacts with the rooms and everything.
Yeah, I wonder if they rebuilt one.
部屋の中にある
Yeah, actually,
い
all
ろんなも
devices
の
like
に
turn
ボー
on
ル
in
が
the
当たると
background.
いろんなリアクションがあります。左右に打ち分けてみてください。 では次に行ってみ
That's
ましょ
gonna
うか。
be hard for everyone
こ
trying to
ち
make
ら
a
は
video out of
ザッ
that.
パースコープ
Okay, I have
SP という遊びです。任天堂は
Whoa.
1970年代にレーザークレイというボーリング場を改造した業務用のシューティング場を展開していました。このレーザークレイを今の技術で体験できるように作ってみたのがザッパー&スコープ SP です。最大13人まで一緒にプレイできるので、今日はミュージアムのスタッフの皆さんと一緒にプレイしたい
That I
と思い
like.
ます。
That I like.
光線銃は2種類ありますね。片手で素早く撃てるザッパー、そして照準がついたスーパースコープ。このどちらかを選びます。NES の光線銃とスーパーファミコンのスー
You
パー
can
スコー
play a
プを復
modern
元してみまし
version
た。
with a super scope. We're living in
こちらの
2024.
ザッパーを使ってみます。
Yeah, I missed out on
I do
Super
prefer
Scope.
the Zapper though. I will tell you that honestly.
I have more fun memories with the Zapper.
Huh.
はい。
I
マリオやピーチは撃っ
almost
た
wish
らダ
it
メ
was
です
like
よ。
a retro pixel art one,
クッ
but
パ、のこのこ狙って撃ちましょう。さあ、いっぱい出てきまし
he's
た。
going crazy with power.
どんどん。
I like how the Mario animation when you shoot him is just drops.
ボム兵が飛んできてます。
I actually really like this.
Yeah.
よし。いや、
I do feel it is my main concern maybe with it. What if you do well and you use those coins? What do you ultimately get out
こ
of
ちら
it?
では
What
フ
is
ァ
the
ミコンか
what
ら
is
ウ
the
ィーに
end
至る
goal
まで
really?
さまざまなゲームをプレイできます
Yeah.。
Ooh!
でもちょっと何か違いますよね。
Oh, you can actually play with the gigantic controllers.
このコントローラーを2人で協力分担してゲーム
We
を遊ん
were
で
saying
みま
that
しょう。
earlier.
では今日はフ
Yeah,
ァ
they
ミ
gotta
コ
have
ン
some
のスー
reward,
パー
but
マ
it
リオ
could
ブラザー
just
ズを
be
ミュージアム
to
の
use
ス
up
タッ
the
フさんと
coins
一緒
and
にプレイしてみます。
have to leave
よ
the
ろしく。
museum.
スタッフさんが A ボタンのジャンプ、私が十字ボタンで移動を担当します。2人で息を合わせてクリアしましょう。頑張りましょう。
What are the Wii games gonna be like?
Well, one person can have the nunchuck, one person can have the remote.
I need to know. Do you move the remote around like one person?
I think so.
I need to know. While I wish they would have spent more time on the actual exhibit parts of it,
Yeah.
because it only seems like very restricted to the second floor.
Yeah.
I do like a more interactive way of interacting with Nintendo products, like older ones, like Ultra Machine, like it. It's a good idea.
リーダーシです
Well, yeah, they're all products people missed out on.
やりました。
I almost wish the Zapper was in
2
something
人
like
で
that.
声を掛け合いながら
Very few
分
people
担
have
し
the
て操作する
CRT
と
to try
全く違った
You
体験にな
move
り
the
ますね
controller around.
ここでは他にも
And it's
スー
Wii
パーファ
Party
ミ
and
コン
like Wii
任天堂
Sports
64
Resort.
Wii のゲームを巨大コントローラーで遊ぶことができます。
Where's the Wii
大
U?
きい Wii リモコン、どんな遊びになるでしょ
What the
う。い
heck?
かがでしたでしょうか。今日ご紹介したものは任天堂ミュージアムのほんの一部です。
Just a glimpse.
製品の展示やインタラクティブな遊びの体験の他にも、ルールを知らなくても花札が遊べる体験があったり、花札を実際に作ってみることができる
Ooh, that's neat.
ワークショップも開催します。
You can make your own Hanafuda cards.
また
That's
館内に
a
は
cool addition.
オリジナルのハンバーガーが作れるカフェやミュージアムだけの限定グッズを販売するショ
I
ッ
don't
プ
know
も
about
併
making
設
your own
しています
hamburger. but-
Exclusive museum merchandise, of course.
Okay, I predicted
任天堂は創業から100年を超える歴史の中でさまざまな娯楽を作ってきました。時代によっ
This
て
looks
作り
really
出し
good.
た製品
I'm
は
not
異な
gonna
りま
lie,
す
it
が、
does look
家
really
族
good.
みんなで楽しんでいただきたいという思いは
Yeah, the second
今も
floor.
昔も変わりません。
trying
この
baseball.
任天堂ミュージアムはそんな任天堂が大切にしてきた遊びと独創を大切にするものづくりへのこだわりを知っていただける場所です。
Yeah, they
皆さんには
emphasize the
それを
dokso
体験
meaning
しな
at
が
the
ら
at the
実感
wall,
してもら
like
いた
that
いと
it
思っ
makes
て
creating
開発も
something
一緒に
unique. And they have
社
definitely
員
done
が
it
全
with
力
this
で作り
museum.
上げてきました。
Yeah.
任天堂ミュージアムは10月2日にオープンします。
October 2nd.
この後公式サイトを公開しますの
It's
で
not very
来
far
場に
away.
関する詳細はそちらでご覧ください。そ
I
れで
guess I
は
will need to plan my
ミュージ
visit
アム
then.
でお待ちしています。キノピオたちも一緒にお待ちしてますよ。
Expect videos in November? Question mark? No, don't do this.
Thank you for watching. Well, that's
Well, that was actually really good.
yeah. Let's I'll have it running without sound.
I'm in two halves about this, and I already said it before and during the presentation. I do think with the second floor, I wish that they have spent a little bit more time
Yeah.
on the exhibit part or expanded a little bit more, because it feels, especially the non-video game stuff, it feels a little bit cramped.
Yeah.
The actual published side of the games and the actual boxes, I do like that very much. With the gameplay running on the top, I think those are cool display pieces. What I'm more interested in and far more curious about is how those experiences will be, because we saw the Ultra Machine, we saw the gigantic floor, we saw the gigantic controllers with the Famicom and the Wii games, and those look really fun. I wonder out loud what the other 5 experiences will be like. And other than that, yeah, I think it's cool that they're making the whole experience so with a cafe, which is very typical in Japan, with the store, with a reception area. This is very typical Japanese museums.
Yeah.
And that's not bad at all. That's what they are supposed to do, because you want to invite people in. I think the courtyard looks really fun. I think overall as an experience, I think I will really like it. It will be interesting how deep like the actual museum part of it goes, though.
Yeah. Like as an experience, I'll like it. As a museum, I find myself wanting more from this presentation, to have a deeper look at old games. But then, like, how do you pick what games to show? Like, will you
For
be
sure.
cycling them in rotation? So, like, I always have high expectations and shoot for the moon. But
Yeah.
like, getting to the second floor, it's like I just looked through like 8 used game stores. Like, it's more open here, but it's kind of similar if you catch my drift. I do love the layout here, though. Getting to try a few of the old games. It's really neat, in the old hardware accessories. And this isn't everything. So I just hope not all of the things, like using the, let's say, the NES Zapper. It's more like you're using it, but it's with a modern game, kind of.
Yeah.
I hope some of it is like retro. That's my hope.
I mean, the gigantic controllers are a good step.
Yeah.
I think there's a nice middle ground between retro and modern.
Yeah.
That was also present with the Ultra Machine. I think what they did was, like, legitimately really smart. They created something that's down the middle.
Yeah.
And I think for a newer audience, they will really appreciate that. As somebody who is pretty much an old head, like, I've been running around in the Zerg for far too freaking long. I think on the retro side, I want maybe a little bit more, but it's also not bad to have a middle ground there. Like, a middle ground is good because you attract a large amount of people.
Yeah. And also, like, those controllers, you get to have 2 people on it, like a parent and their kid. I think they'll love that.
Yeah,
I
for
would
sure.
love to bring my nephew there. And you got to, like, sort of think of the entertainment value as well as just, like, being a museum.
Yeah.
So I think, on that note, you're right, Don. Nintendo's done a good job.
Yeah.
There. One Scarf says, anyone here enjoyed playing Tetris back in the day on the Game Boy? Can you imagine a giant Game Boy with Tetris on it?
Could you imagine a gigantic Game Boy playing on that? That would actually be really funny. I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah. We'll see. Like, chat, what do you think? So we sort of see, like, sort of a few responses, but is it kind of what you're expecting, or do you want, like, more
I do think
insight?
it's cooler than I imagine it would be.
Yeah, it's definitely
Not sure if that's the right word to describe it, but I do think it looks cooler than I thought it would be.
more modern, perhaps, inside. Like,
Yeah.
probably they went to the Apple store, or the in Cupertino.
Don't go fully Apple Store, please don't.
Now, with those coins, though, like what you're saying, I think there might be a prize at the end, but
I hope so. That
they
would be really cool.
they probably use it as a time limit, really. So you
Yeah.
cycle people out. They could have it so you book a time to come in.
It does seem from the card that I showed that there is a timestamp on it, so you can only be there a set amount of hours.
Yeah.
Which is a bit unmuseum-like, because a museum is about free exploring and exploring your own creativity. That's what museums in general really are.
Yeah.
But with the experiences that they showed, I do think that people would hang far too long and not continue on to see the rest of it.
Yeah.
So I do see both sides of it.
Yeah. The second floor, though, I do like. Like, I went to an art gallery when I was in Japan last week, and you're kind of just funneled along a path for the most part.
Mm,
But the second floor is open. You can choose open spots to go to first. You're not just stuck behind people
100%.
going around.
Yeah.
Falcon Punch 11 says, honestly, I like this a lot. It means it could come out of Japan sometimes too, in your opinion. That would be interesting if they brought a museum, like,
Yeah. I don't know where they would put it though.
because like they had the old Redmond office, and I think it became a new space.
Yeah.
Um,
Like obviously Nintendo had this still in their back pocket for such a long time. OG City has been a staple of Nintendo for such a long time. It's been their warehouse division since they took card games like more reachable and far reachable. So it's been around for a long time. So a new usage of that space makes sense.
Now, Don, is OG City where the current Nintendo building is, or is that different?
No, no, no. It's a complete. It's more in actually far more within Tokyo for sure.
Or
I mean,
Kyoto?
within Kyoto.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's far more in Kyoto than. I mean, it's actual in the actual city of Kyoto.
Yeah.
It's more of an outskirt. I would say that there's not that much going on in that specific outskirt. It's mostly like office buildings and a few parks, and then a living area.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say there's that much going on. Um, OG City has more of a flavor to it. It feels far more of an outskirt with actual like people living and going about their day.
Well, that'd be interesting. Although more tourists for them there, but
I mean, once again, I'm not sure if OG City will be able to handle it. It's a very common area.
well, obviously, like with something like this, there's permits and stuff to get approved.
Yeah,
So the city
100%.
would have considered that. Okay, so Amy the Brawler says this was worth it. It's like an appetizer for us before the big direct. And real Sean Stewart, I like
Which
kind
big
of
direct?
yeah. Which one? There's gonna
Yeah,
be a few eventually.
I mean eventually, but we're not sure when.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
No. That a neat look at the museum.
yeah.
Um, and of course a few unknowns that we don't know
Mm,
about yet. Now,
that's fun.
yeah. And okay, I got to read this comment. One scarf. They really know how to scope out the competition. Well, I don't think there's any museum competition, but I
I like
appreciate
that.
the
I
scope.
like that one. That's good. That's actually good. That's very good.
Yeah, Falcon Punch 11 expected more obscure, never before seen things, like what I was talking about,
Yeah,
like never
that's
before
that's the
development.
thing. That's the thing I felt lacking.
Yeah,
Like there was not old development stuff,
yeah,
or at least it doesn't seem to be.
yeah.
There might be, but who knows?
We'll just get like a little something that looks like a food truck open beside it, but it'll just be like files from the Giga Leak that you can browse up front. Yeah. Anyway, Gamescom is coming up later this week, so
Oh,
Don will be off to Gamescom. Don, I hope
yes.
you have a fun time.
Thank you.
And thanks so much to everyone for dropping by, looking at the Nintendo Museum. Yeah, I said it is a little bit exciting, but till next time, everyone. Thanks for watching, and see you later. Waving. You can't see your waving, Don. You gotta,
Okay.
yeah.